Hello and welcome back. We are at it with another home tour. Today we are at 1708 South Fabrique, I think is how you say it, Drive. It's Fabrique. So I think Fabrique, a little fancy there with the words, but we have this beautiful home. It was built in 1953 and it's on a corner lot. So let's go take a tour of this home. This is a 3-bed. It was originally a 2-bed. You did have a garage there, but is now converted to a bedroom. So we're going to take a look at that. But 3 beds, 1 bath, 1,200 square feet. No garage, of course, but we'll start off here on the little porch area. You got this beautiful covered porch area, and then you've got this little garden bed, which I think is really nice because you can plant your own plants in here, just kind of fill this up. I mean, it does look like it might need a little more stuff to go back in place because like you got a loose rock here, but simple little fix what it seems like. But you could put some like chairs out here, a little table, or maybe even like a little swing or something. But let's go check out the inside. That's where all the magic is. So you walk in. This home was previously rented, but I think it's in pretty good shape. It looks very nice. So front door, you got your little coat closet, which is honestly a pretty decent size. You got lots of room in here. Got my stuff in there hiding, but don't worry about that. But coat closet here, and we're gonna go look at this first bedroom, which previously was the garage. So you do have a step down because it was a garage. You gotta have a step in, but you got this window that's lower, and I think they just centered it with the previous garage door. So I think that's why it's so low. But I mean, it's pretty much eye level if you crouch down a little bit. But you've got tile in here. You got this lovely little closet right here. So it looks like the garage was bigger and then they kind of sectioned it off for this room. Plus you have a little like electrical room over here. So you got little sliding doors here. I mean, the best way to probably set this room up is either put the bed centered here or probably back in this corner would be the best. And then you could probably set up like a dresser and TV there or something else. I don't know. That's just kind of what I'm thinking for that. We're going to go loop around because this is kind of like a loop around. But in here, you've got your electrical room. You have crawl space here. You have your water heater here. It says 6 years. Don't know how accurate that is because you've got a couple dates on there, but you got that there, which is nice. Then we have our laundry room right here. So you got step up. You have 2 doors here. That's why it's bumping, but you got your laundry room in here. So washer and dryer, you got some cabinet space, plus a lot of room. But we're going to come back here so you can take a better look at it in a minute. So electrical room, bedroom number 1 here. Now we're going to go check out the living room. One thing you're going to see is this beautiful flooring, which I'm pretty sure this is the original flooring and they restained and refinished and it looks beautiful. I like the color. It's very glossy, which I don't mind. And then they also have it staged in here so you can kind of see how it would look. You've got a pretty decent sized couch right here. You got your little coffee table. You got some more chairs over there so you could do entertainment center with a TV over there. And there is also no big light. It looks like there previously might have been one. I'm seeing some screws and like a little spot there. So maybe, but you could probably see that there's a bunch of switches over there. It's probably connected to some of the outlets because I know some of the older homes have that where rather than a big light, you just have a side light where you turn the light on and the side light comes on. But that's that. We're going to check out the kitchen real quick. Here is your little dining area, which is, it's not huge, but it's not too small or anything. This is a good sized table to put in here. And you have these little sconce lights, which is very nice. So you can have like the big light off. And if you're eating breakfast, you don't want the big bright light in your face. You just turn those on and there you go. And then we're going to go check out that in a minute. That's our sunroom, which was an add-on at some point. But here we have our kitchen. It's been slightly updated. Looks like newer countertops, newer backsplash. But we do have all appliances that stay with the house. Fridge here, like I said, it was rented, so it's a little dinged up, but that's the outside. You don't use the outside of the fridge. You got your dishwasher there, little metal stainless steel sink right here. Plus this is your window out into your little sunroom area. You got your stove over here. You probably have to find a spot for your microwave if you're a microwave person. But in my old house, I didn't used to have a microwave. So you either cooked it in the stove or on top of it. So, or oven, I guess, in the oven or on the stove. And then this is the rest of our laundry room. So like I said, washer and dryer storage here. Then you have this here. So it looks like you could put up like a little pole here to hang clothes up. I think I would try to fit in like a little pantry thing. So, you know, everything in there would be like dishes, if you got a crock pots, big pots and pans, put those in those cabinets. And then like, if you had like a rolling shelf, maybe put it in here, or you could even just throw in some shelves here and then use this as your cabinet space. So that'd be neat. And then just behind the door, you got your electrical panel. And then again, you could use the little electrical room on the other side for like, I'd probably put like my vacuum, carpet cleaner. I mean, you don't need a carpet cleaner for this house, but all hardwood floors. So that's a plus if you've got animals, because you know how annoying that can be. But I could, you know, put the broom and dustpan in there, or maybe even tuck it back here. That'd be a good little spot for them. So there's that. Then we have this little, like I said, there's two doors here. Electrical room here, and then we have this little side door. And this looks like a brand new door. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a brand new door. You still have the little plastic on it. A few steps down, and the grass is still pretty green because for some reason it's like 50, 60 degrees in January. But you've got your side yard there, and it does loop around to the back, so we'll just walk around this way. But you've got a pretty decent sized backyard back here. And remember how I was saying there is no garage. But I think what I would do, you do have a little driveway up here from your corner lot house, which I love a corner lot house. You could probably put in like a shed, a shop, something right there. Something where it's maybe a 2-car garage, just take the gates away and just put your garage right up against that. So you still have somewhere to park your cars. I mean, you still got the driveway in the front and driveway here. So you could just park your car there. I would personally like a garage because if it's raining, I don't want to get out of my car if it's raining. Then, like I said, big backyard. You have this little shed right here, so you can put your lawnmower, weed whacker, whatever. Little stuff, nothing too special, just a little shed. But you can also see from the outside, this is our little sunroom. I like this color. It's like a bluish gray. It's very pretty, and then you got those windows. And as you can see, it's kind of shorter over here on the side, but you'll see from the inside that's a little bit better. You do have your AC unit, which is just over a year old, I think, if I remember that right, just over a year old. So I might put in like a bigger concrete pad here, because as you can see, it's kind of mud right when you walk out. So maybe put some like stepping stones, or just pour a concrete pad. I mean, how hard can it be? I don't know. I've never tried. So the last final room we have is this little sunroom. It is insulated. I mean, you don't really have any ventilation in here, but you can open up these windows. I mean, you got the little cranks down here that you can pop up, open those out, and then you have this big window right here, which looks like a sliding door, but it's just a big sliding window. But Blake made a good point, is that this could be a dining room. Put your dining room table out here, put a little like china cabinet here. So there's some sort of storage. So if you want, you could put this as your dining room. I feel like that's probably what I do, like a dining room, or maybe just a lounging area. If you want to just open up the windows, come out here on like a nice fall day where it's nice and cool, or a day like today where it's nice and cool, not too hot. But that is it for this room. You do have this tint. It's on the inside. I think it's supposed to be kind of like, I don't think it's supposed to be mirrored. I think it's just supposed to be a tint to like block some of the light from the inside. But that's that for that. The last part of the house is the most important, the bedrooms. So we have, this is our biggest bedroom, I think. Biggest bedroom, like I said, you've got that same hardwood flooring from the living room into the bedrooms, and then you got different flooring for your bathroom. But this is the biggest bedroom. I would say this is probably the master. You could probably put your bed either here I'd probably put it right here in the middle, or maybe right here, maybe in the corner or just right in front of this window. You can have like your dresser with a TV on top, maybe like a little vanity. If you put it close enough to the side, you could put a little vanity here so you're not taking up the only bathroom in the house. But let's check out the little closet. This is probably the second biggest closet besides the first bedroom, where you've got the 2 sliding doors, because that one's got some shelves and extra space. But there's that for this bedroom. Let's go check out the other bedroom. On the way, you've got this little hallway. You've got some linen closets here, and HVAC. I would hate to work on that in there. Good thing I'm not an HVAC person, so I don't have to work on it. Sorry to the person who does, but it's not me. And then we have our third and final bedroom. This one's a little bit smaller than the other one. Same hardwood floors. Nice natural light coming in from the double windows. I didn't mention that in the other bedroom, but you do have that double window right next to each other. It looks right onto the front yard, which is really nice. But another thing I will point out, look at this wood. This wood seems to be in really good condition for the most part. I like the color of it, and I think this is original. One more thing. These little springs too, most people paint over these. These ones aren't painted over. And I used to have these in my old house because my old house was like a 1950s, 1940s home. But the noise that it made, we always opened up our windows. Come listen close. We'll see if we can hear it. I don't know if you can hear that very well. Okay, it's a little quiet, but in my old house, the windows weren't as nice, but they made like a really springy noise that every time I see those, I have to open up one of those windows. But then you also have ceiling fans in, I think, just these 2 bedrooms. I don't think you have one in the other, but you got a ceiling fan, which is nice to have in a bedroom. I sleep with a fan. I have to. I don't care if it's 40 degrees in the room. I have to sleep with a fan. That's just me. And then our final room in the house. Completely updated, I'm pretty sure. You got fresh paint, new tile that goes all the way around. You got your new window. I don't know if you saw, I didn't point it out from outside, but it looked like you used to have a bigger window, and they used some other brick to bring it up because, I mean, you don't want people looking in through your shower while you're showering. So you got a new window there. I mean, this vanity's newer. They still have the little blue tape over it. I mean, that looks pretty new to me. And toilet. There's nothing behind the door. I mean, I might hang up shower hooks or maybe put it on the back of the door. But other than that, that has been it for this tour of 1708 South Fabrique Drive here in Wichita, Kansas. We do have an open house this Sunday. It's going to be from 2 to 4 p.m. So if you guys are interested, maybe you just want a newer house, or investors, like I said, this used to be a renter who lived here. So investors who are looking for a new house or something like that, if you're interested, come check it out. Or if you can't make it, give me a call and we'll go look at it together.